if Dave walks towards me here, I don't want to allow him to dictate where we stand. Right? So just move towards me. So as he moves towards me, just move towards me, I'm just going to move. You see? Yeah? As he moves towards me, I'm just going to move. And make him dictate where I say. So as he moves towards me, I'm going here. Yeah? This is called passive flanking. That's what it is. And you can see what it gives you. Right? In a more active sense, active would indicate there's more urgency to what I want to do. So I want to get behind it. Right? So in a more urgent sense, I might just move this way. And I'm physically moving it to here. Here's one that I want you to just play with first. Right? And it has a hierarchy of response. So you could take this to something relatively low level use of force, to a higher level use of force, to lethal force. Right? So all I want to do from here is I want to move to the flank, right? What I'm just going to do is give you a nice configuration of cat like that. So I've got pad target to here. Right? That's where I'm going. So what the application that would be is I move here, and with this here, boom, I strike this target here. Back of the skull, back of the brain stem. That's what I'm looking for. Another way in which I can flank is the push and the pull. This is where I'm giving you a hierarchy of response. Right? So I'm going to push his shoulder and I'm going to pull this one here. I'm going to move myself to this position. Now I'll get a free boom shot, boom, free shot. Do you understand? So I'm going push, pull, there's my shot. Yeah? Where it becomes a hierarchy of responses, instead of striking, I could go push, pull, get them straight at a choke or a strangle. Yeah? Or I can simply go push, pull, and just drive it through the exit to fuck him off out the door. See a lower level use of response? So first I just want you to get a little feel or taste for this push-pull idea with your partner. So from this position, imagine the context of problematic individual in the shop. So if you're the only geezer that's in the shop, I'll give you an example. There was a shitty little fucking Joe's Cafe, greasy spoony place in Shirley years ago, but it's still there. And there was some big bloke in there that was really aggressive, a bit like a bit of a DOP patient, you know, Department of Psychiatry or something. And there was a woman with a baby in the queue, and he's kicking off and he's being loud. And we're telling him, mate, there's a baby, you're upsetting the baby. And he swore even louder. Right? So the exit was here, really, it was push forward and drove him out, and what they did was boom, to the side of the spine, and cut him out through the door. Right? This would be a low level use of force.
Only his clutch foot.
Right? So what I'm doing is I'm pushing here and I'm pulling in the side flank, and what I'm doing is driving and pushing them out. Yeah? The knee can come in if you need it. Yeah? But I want you to get a feel for that first. Yeah? So here's his hands up, he push pull, hands up, heads are up, push pull, drives his head behind my shoulder so that I can't butt him or bite him, and it's just laterally driving me out the exit. Yeah? So if this was our exit, right, with this door, if I'm problematic, push pull, boom, it's just driving me out the fucking door. All he's doing. Yeah? Can we get this far? Yes. Let's get he push pulls here. Position, push, pull, like tuck his head behind me. Look at me, I'm fucking pedestrian. But he's driving me out. So it's taking away my attacking capability by getting to my flank and controlling my arms, and then running me out. But this is only any good if you know where you're fucking going. So you would predetermine the exit. So on the door, if the subject was problematic and the exit is here, my approach would be from 45 from here. Do you understand? Yeah. I would manipulate the environment so that I get into where I want it. Yeah? If the exit is over here, I'll say, look mate, just come and give me a little word in your shoulder. So I'll manipulate him to where I want him. So now I can get him to the position that is required. But the point is, don't just push, pull, and push. Where are you going? Know the direction that you're taking. So in the context of what we're talking about, when you push forward here, your exit is behind him. His exit is behind me. And he push balls, boom, gets that control, and drives me through the door. Control motion first, a low level hierarchy of response. Yes? One of the most useful things that I'd ever used on the door was the choke. From a push-pull perspective, I didn't want you to teach neck restraint. So I didn't teach it, I just talked about it. But I've choked out many people. Phil Norman's choked out more people than you can remember. But this concept is, I consider it to be a low-level use of force. As long as you understand how to choke and how to strangle, and the difference between the two, and you understand when to release it. If you understand all the dynamics associated to choking and strangulation, I think it's safe. I think it's humane. And I think if I've choked you and not hit you, you've got to squeeze. Do you know what I'm saying? But because we're talking about neck restraint, which can cut off oxygen and blood to the brain permanently and kill you, it is a lethal skill. But even children in Japan learning judo at 9 years old learn how to do a rear naked choke for the first year of their training. So these skills are not new. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you'll learn it in lesson 1. Right? If you take somebody's back, you're going for the choke. With a choke, if somebody puts a choke on you, they are offering you lethal force. Understand that? Right? So when you're dealing with anyone nowadays, 3 things you should expect. 1, they've got a weapon. 2, they've got mates who have also probably got a weapon. 3, they've got some training. Everyone and their sister's training. Everyone and their sister's doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If you're doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you're going to try and choke me. If you try and choke me, you're offering me lethal force. Do you understand? Now, the context of you as an individual, a good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt who's a good person, it doesn't go around choking people for no fucking reason. If he's choked somebody on a plane, and the person on the plane needed fucking choking, so kudos to him, and I'm glad you were there. Do you understand? If it's some idiot that's just like, you know, want to make a name for himself that likes to go and choke people, well then he's offering you lethal force. So context dictates content, does that make sense? But there's many situations where it might call for you to choke as opposed to strike. So it's usually the same principle, and now just going with the bicep and the elbow, now I'm going in shoulders. So regardless of whether I can spin him all the way around to my back, I'm going to spin him a quarter turn, because I'm going to make up the rest of the distance myself. Because I'm a lefty, I push him with the left on the shoulder, and I'm pulling on his right, on his tricep with my right hand. And as I do it, I'll flank, and then I'll make up the disparity here. If he's taller than me, then I'll just bump him until I get this. If he drops his chin into the crook of his elbow, I just put him to his arm until I can hook under it, and then crank this up. Right? I'm not going to put the choke or the stroker on, all I'm doing is getting in position. Right? From here now, I can hold on to my own attire and free this arm to keep you at bay, using a verbal physical boundary, or I can use this as whatever else I need to do with it. But the point is, all you're going to do from here is you're just going to push, pull, get to this position. Right? Everyone understand how to do this choke? Yes. Right, that's it. Push, pull, and shove. I can push, pull, and choke, or I can push, pull, and strike. Right? If I'm going to push, pull, and strike from here, all I want to do is push on here and move to this position, and then it's my shot. Right? The beauty of this one is if I'm tight, boom, it becomes my elbow. Do you see? Right? All I want you to do for now is just push wherever your hand ends up, push yourself off, and there's your shot. Right? Push, pull, and hit, boom. Good. So when you push, pull, give yourself arms length. What you do? Good. The purpose is make your body strong, so you're defiant on your turn. Make him move. Good. Okay. So you need to move. If you don't like it, you ain't moving. Or if I'm conscious of anything that you're going to do, I'm just going to drop my weight. So make up the disparity yourself, yes? Yes. Do a couple.